to know music, which is kind of what I'm doing. And it's actually really hard to do. So I didn't even know if I did it right. But anyways, I'm just waiting for all the things to connect here because this event is live and it takes a while for it to connect. So, maybe any day now it's going to connect. The rest of us will just wait because we have nothing better to do, right? Just want to come on a live stream and wait. Well, it looks like we might have to just start without my Instagram friends. That's okay. For the rest of you that are joining me today, I'm so happy. Today we're going to talk about a topic that is profound, right? Do you want to leave a legacy that your kids are going to remember? But maybe a better way to put it is not just remember, but perhaps admire or like or think about fondly, right? You know, not just remember what you were. No, none of that, right? So we're going to dive into that. So for those of you who don't know me, first of all, today is day 15 of our live for life satisfaction series. And I'm Viv, your deep life satisfaction and happiness strategist, helping you ambitious moms and dads and success-minded individuals succeed not only in business, but in life, at home, where I think it really matters, right? So that you can wake up every day with vibrant passion, live with true purpose, and sleep with peace, right? Knowing that you've had that you're living that satisfying life, that you're living your dreams, but you're actually experiencing the happiness and the fulfillment in the moments of your day, enjoying your day, each day, your moments. Sure, we have ups and downs, but what is it all worth if we're not taking that juice out of life on a daily basis, right? So anyways, we're going to dive in right now. And I'm going to start by telling a little story, as I like to do, about Alfred Nobel. You guys heard of the Nobel Prize? Pretty much, I hope most of you have heard of the Nobel Prize. And it was started by Alfred Nobel in the 1800s. And why am I telling you this story? It's kind of an interesting story. So basically, he was a chemist and an inventor. And he's very well known, other than for starting the Nobel Prize, for inventing dynamite, right? So he invented dynamite, and of course dynamite was responsible for a lot of death, right? And so this is not really a funny accident because people died, but something that happened was there was an accident in one of his plants, right? And his brother actually ended up being killed. And the news caught wind of the story, but somehow they mixed up not the events, but they thought that Alfred had died himself instead of his brother. So they ended up publishing his obituary on the news. And it said something like, oh, yay. Well, maybe it didn't say yay, but it said merchant of death is dead, right? And then I can't remember the rest. I had it here somewhere, but you can look it up. It said merchant of death is dead, and just like how he contributed to all these people dying or something like that. And so when Alfred read that, he was mortified, right? Because he was a scientist, an inventor, a businessman, entrepreneur, a chemist, and he wasn't necessarily inherently evil. He just invented something that was used for a lot of evil. And, we all make mistakes, right? Now, some have more impact than others. But, I think the point is that sometimes we live through life and we don't necessarily think about the impact of how we live on others and on our legacy, right? And our legacy is a direct impact on also our family and the people close to us, not just what's going to be reported in the newspapers, but how people close to us think of us. So when Alfred actually read that, he was like appalled, and he decided to make a change. And so what he did was he was very wealthy, okay? He was very wealthy, and he donated the majority of his wealth upon his death to found a foundation that created the Nobel Prize. So he wanted to reward people in peace, right? The Peace Nobel Prize in literature and medicine and physics and chemistry And then after his death, they created the economics category, which is great. not dissing the economics category, but anyways, he originally invented the 5 categories to reward, scientists and forward leading, thinking, game-changing people who wanted to really make a difference in the world, a positive difference in the world. And by giving them this prize of recognition, prestige, in their area, it's a very coveted award, and also some cash, right? So right now, well, I don't know right now, but in the recent history, the Nobel Prize has been around $1 million per prize, okay? So it's a significant amount of money. I'm not sure what it is right now. Those are the last Wikipedia things that I looked up. So in any case, the point was so now, do we know him as the merchant of death? Some people might know, yes, he invented dynamite, but what people really, really think of when they think of Nobel, right, is this Nobel Prize, like something prestigious, something wonderful about science and contribution and, investigation and just kind of like, and peace, right? And leading the human race forward in a positive way. So it's a beautiful contribution and it's a beautiful legacy. And what I'm going to talk to you about today is not how we can develop a Peace Prize or a Nobel Prize, but think about our legacy that we want to leave for our kids, for our family, for our close ones, and maybe for our community at large, right? Depending on what your goals are. And this needs to be done intentionally, unless life is just going fantastically in all areas and you're a beautiful human. I'm sure you're a beautiful human, but you're a beautiful human who is expressing that beauty most of the time with most of the people in most of the ways. If that's the case, you don't need to watch this. If you're a beautiful human who is failing sometimes because of anger, frustration, or being busy and overwhelmed and too tired, and not expressing your beauty, your inner beauty in the way that you wish, not connecting with that passion and that purpose, and maybe not feeling the energy or whatever it might be, losing your patience with your kids, losing patience with your partner, not giving your best at work because of all of those factors, right? So life has a way of accumulating things, right? Well, this is the principle of compounding. Everything kind of magnifies, right? So for example, if you don't exercise ever, what are you going to look like if you make it to 70 or 80? What are you going to look like? Like what is your vitality, your strength, your energy going to be like, your flexibility, your mobility, right? I always talk about this in my morning vitality routine, but it's important, right? Conversely, if you invest in exercising daily, like having a morning vitality routine, and doing that, what's your mobility and strength and everything going to look like down the road, right? So, or, reading a book, right? Like if you read 15 minutes a day for your life, how many books are you going to read by the end of your life versus never reading, right? Of course, there's some areas in the middle, but the point is that what we do on a daily basis is what shapes our relationships and the quality of our life, okay? And ultimately, that's how we're remembered, okay? It's not just what some journalists might write in a newspaper that matters, but rather the people that we love, the people that we want to impact, how they're going to remember us, right? And they remember us by who we are, right? And often, not often, but sometimes we are not our best selves, right? So I'm going to invite you to use a few tools here to think about creating that legacy intentionally, okay? So one thing that you can do is a journal prompt, whether you use like fancy journal app in your phone or little pen and paper or whatever, you could think about if you write a journal or to start keeping an intentional journal on the kind of person that you want to become. Who do you want to become, right? And just, every night or every morning, whenever is your preferred time, write, the characteristics or that you want to embody, that you want to demonstrate, like you want to demonstrate generosity or kindness, love. You want to be joy and energy for those around you, or you want to be influence, a leader in a positive way. There's a lot of things, whatever floats your boat, okay? And you just write those things every day to develop that, well, actually to train your reticular activating system. Those of you who don't know what that is, it's a part of your brain that allows your conscious mind to draw its attention to what is important to you. Okay, so if you specialize in something, like a job, like a type of job, let's say you're a fashion designer, right? Then because it's so much in your day, you often might notice what people wear, what brands they wear, what fashion they're wearing, etc., right? So that's because your RAS is trained to kind of do that. Okay, sorry about that. So in any case, and if you write in a journal every day about who you want to become, and you look at it, and I really think you should write it, even if it's repetitive, because it actually is more work, which trains your brain more to focus on that, okay? And so this is an excellent way to train your RAS to focus on becoming, like noticing the things that will help make you become that person, right? Because sometimes we need to learn tools of patience or influence or, getting results, being organized, managing our time without time management. That's a tricky one, but there is a way. So yeah, these kinds of things to really bring out the best inner you, who you want to be, how you want to be remembered and loved, right? So I invite you to use that, and if you haven't done, I think it was what day was it? Let me just see here. It was day 7. We talked about something similar and creating a vision, right? So you can also do that. And if you want, you can go back to day 7 and listen to that. And that was like also very similar. How do you want to be remembered, and creating this bigger vision? So if you want to do that as well, go back and watch that video, okay? And I would love to hear some of those characteristics of who you want to become and the plan of how you want to do that, or just some ideas, right? You start small, and especially if you do the daily journal prompt, like it's going to build, it's going to build. So start small, build, but start to create an intentional life. Okay, and then like you can create your life. It can be what you want it to be. You don't have to be limited by our fears, which we all have, okay? You can actually create the life that you want, and you can create the legacy that you want. You can create the relationships that you want. But the first step is choosing that and guiding that intention, okay? And when you do that, you will be surprised at the miracles that can unfold, okay? And I want to hear all about it. So please drop that in the comments, okay? Tell me what you're going to do. And if you've got value, show some love, like, share, subscribe, hit that bell if you're on YouTube to get the notifications, and join us again next time, okay? So in the meantime, remember, wake up with vibrant passion and live with purpose and sleep with peace.